Okay, welcome to the August 24th Thursday chat. We have a fairly light schedule at the moment. So Carol Marlin, you have an announcement. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Carol?
I think she's frozen.
Okay, let me try to unmute her. Go ahead, Carol. You're all set.
Okay, just a minute. Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, this is an announcement about next Wednesday at 2:00. We have the wonderful opportunity to hear Rabbi Benjamin Samuels, who is in the Boston area, probably the titular head of the modern Orthodox movement in Boston, which is a very strong one. If those of you familiar with Maimonides, it's a school that's a feeder for Ivy League, and it's very prestigious, and that community is very influential. For those of you who may know that I covered the Boston Jewish community for years for the Jewish Advocate here, the newspaper, and as an inspiring speaker, he's going to be talking about artificial intelligence, and that's so interesting that he chose that. It's critical. Just yesterday, I hear that Biden is hoping to have connections with Israel that is a forefront in saying that its ethical principles are a good force for why artificial intelligence and our tradition is one that goes together. So it's very interesting what his take will be on this subject, and I encourage everyone to come. I know it will be inspiring and very worthwhile.
Say again, at what time is it?
2:00 next Wednesday.
At Great Meadow Hall?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Rabbi Judy Ehrlich.
Hi, everybody. I have two announcements. Next Wednesday does seem to be a very good day for events to be happening. On this coming Wednesday from 10:30 till 12:00, we're going to be having our high holiday warm-up with led by me and Cantor Lisa Kippen-Hershenson, who is our high holiday cantor, and we'll be looking at some of the favorite liturgical songs of the holiday, as well as some of the themes of the holiday. And I would appreciate it if people who are interested would let me know so that I can bring up enough of the prayer books for the holidays so that people can be looking in a book while we look at various written components. So it's a 10:30 to 12. It's an hour and a half instead of the usual 1 hour for Torah study. And it will take place in person only in the Beal Family Interfaith Chapel. I hope to see many of you there. The second announcement is that Rosh Hashanah is approaching rapidly. And I know that last week you did receive that blue piece of paper asking you to sign up for whichever services you think you will be attending.
Why don't I hear it?
So could you please return that slip to Joe at the concierge desk? There is a box to slip it into, even if he's not there. It's really helpful to us to know how many residents and family members to expect. So those are my two announcements. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rabbi. Joshua Ferraro.
Thanks, Jerry. Good afternoon, everyone. I just have a few announcements, and obviously some of it will also mimic what Rabbi Judy's saying about the Rosh Hashanah plans. First of all, I wanted to extend a thank you to Barbara Nadich and the fourth floor of the North Building yesterday for inviting me along to their floor meeting. Got some great conversation got some really good feedback, which I've shared with the team. So I just wanted to thank them for inviting me. And of course, anytime that any of the floor chairs want to invite us, myself, Chef Eileen, or a specific member of the team to join, we're happy to do so. And some great conversations, as I said. So thank you. So the next is the Rosh Hashanah plans. Last week in the dining communications, we had shared the calendar of events. That same document will go out, but as well as the menus for the first 2 communal dinners in Great Meadow Hall, along with the order forms, reservation/order forms. And then also the dinner buffet menus for Centro for those 2 evenings, along with some general information about making reservations, guests being allowed, and all of that information. That information will be on the dining website. If you access the dining website and you go to the events menu, you'll see a specific drop down for Rosh Hashanah, and the calendar of events along with the menus and order forms I just mentioned will be uploaded on them, on that part of the site, and they will be printable and downloadable if you're accessing it from the dining website itself. There is an issue if you go to the dining website through Touchtown where those PDF menus are not expandable or printable. So if you would like to expand them or print them, I recommend going to the dining website itself through the nbocdine.org. And then lastly, there were some issues, and this kind of came up from the conversations, confusion about at the floor meeting yesterday about guests in Nosh on Friday Shabbat. Each unit can have up to 2 guests on our Friday Shabbat night. Just add them to your list when you turn in your order forms for Shabbat. If you have any questions about it, speak to Carlos. But we had committed to allowing guests in Nosh Monday through Friday. So that would include the Shabbat Friday nights in Winter Garden as well. So I know there was some back and forth and confusion, and for that I apologize. And we welcome that each unit can invite up to 2 guests, family members, friends to the Shabbat dinners in Nosh. Jerry, thanks again for the time. And if there are any questions, I'm happy to do my best to answer them. Thank you.
Yeah, are there any questions? Marlene Yesley. Unmute, Marlene.
Okay, Josh, I could not find anything about Rosh Hashanah on Touchtown. Would you tell me again where, I had looked twice, so I'm looking in the wrong place. How do you find it?
Okay, so let me go through the app myself, Marlene, and make sure that the information, so when we load something on the dining website, it also has to get loaded to the mobile app. I will ensure that I've activated that, Marlene. I only did it, Lynette and I were working on this together, and we only uploaded it a short time ago. But I will double check to make sure that it's on the mobile website as well, which is through Touchtown. In the meantime,
I just looked a minute ago and I couldn't, and when I
Okay.
went to Bridge Dining, I don't
Okay.
see it here.
So
Yeah.
it sounds like I will look into that. Thank you very much for that information. In the meantime, if you need the information, you can go right to the dining website via nbocdine.org. But I will ensure that after I get off this call, I make sure that it gets updated to the mobile version, which is the one through the Touchtown.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene.
Intervene, actually.
Josh, is that NBOC Dine or Dining?
nbocdine, DINE.org. Thank you, Jerry.
Okay, thank you. Any other announcements before we get to Jessica? Any other questions? Okay, Jessica, you're
Hi,
on.
Jerry. Thank you. As everybody knows, Matt is still on his vacation. He'll be returning on Monday, so please continue to reach out to me if anyone has any concerns or questions I can help with. I'm happy to say that we currently have no active COVID cases here in independent living, which is great. But as I'm sure a lot of you have heard, there is a recent uptick in Massachusetts. So I just ask that we continue to be diligent just with hand washing. If you're not feeling well, have cold symptoms, please stay home. Our security department is always available and ready to come and test you if you are having symptoms, but just use your best judgment. That's it with the COVID. Terry, do you have a question about COVID?
Yeah, go ahead, Terry.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, so
we think we're safe, but we're not.
Yeah.
So I came back from a trip, and I had found out I had COVID. Security came and tested me with the antigen tests, and they said I was okay. And it was all right to come to the dining room and all right to do this and that and the other. And I did go to Copper Beach last night and talked to several people, and then found out today that that is not correct. So because I took this other test, and I do have COVID. So I've spoken to my doctor. I'm doing well, thank God. But I just want everybody to know how careful we have to be. And I hope the 3 people that I saw last night, the night before, will be okay. So, and I'm gonna let them know. But the test that I took, which is a PCR test, indicates that I do have the disease. So,
Oh,
so we are protected if we've been inoculated in a sense, because we have some immunity. But by the same token, if you, even though you may be okay in that regard, if you're going to be spreading it to other people, not knowing that you're doing that. So I just want everybody to be aware that it's still out there, it's still dangerous, and we're not as safe as we think we are.
thank you, Terry, and thank you for letting us know that. And you're right. And I think, you know, we're still, even though we're kind of accustomed now, I'd say, to living with COVID, it's still a big risk. And so, you know, if somebody has other issues going on and, you know, are at a higher risk for getting severely ill, then maybe wear a mask while you're in the community. Just make sure that you're talking to your doctor and taking the appropriate steps for you.
I'm glad you said that, because I forgot to mention that the most important thing is to wear your mask. You know, so, I mean, it's kind of hard to eat in the dining room with your mask, but just in general, when you're in the building, when you're where you could be exposed or give what you have to someone else, wear your mask.
Okay, thank you. David Salkova. Unmute.
Jessica, do you happen to know whether the antigen tests are more likely to give false negatives with the current variant of the virus that's going around?
Yeah, I haven't heard that to be something that they've found. As far as I know right now, it's the same as before, that, you know, there's really not usually any false positives that come up. There can be occasional false negatives, but a lot of times that's depending on when you test. So if you're not feeling well, you should be testing much more often, because you could be negative, say it's too early to test, so you'd want to test again. But I haven't heard anything about the new variant specifically.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. All right, so over the weekend, we had a great car show on Sunday that actually Chef Eileen and the dining team put together, followed by a brunch. So I hope that everyone had a good time that was able to go. I did hear a little bit of feedback that next time the residents would like more cars to be there. So if that's something we're going to do in the future, they'll definitely look at having more cars participate as well. But thank you to Chef Eileen. I really think it's great that she was thinking outside of the box, and not just with dining, but programs as well, to bring that to the campus and have a good time for everybody. Next week, starting on the 29th, we will be paving the walkways across from all the emergency exits. So where there's the emergency doors, the pavement that goes out is going to be redone. It's going to go on from the 29th and hopefully be finished on the 31st. There will be a voice friend that Fernando and his team sends out to people. So more to come on that, but just so that we have a heads up, there's going to be some extra people at the doors making sure that that is done smoothly. Also, we had our new president, Steve Landers. He came to campus last week. He met with the directors. He joined our huddle that we have 3 times a week. And then he actually had a meet and greet with all the staff. So all the staff were welcome to come down, talk to Steve, meet him, ask any questions. which was a great experience for the staff as well as Steve to get to know a lot of us on campus. I will say he is very, very down to earth. He's very intelligent. So I'm very excited for him to get to know the community more. He's still kind of on his campus tour, so he hasn't been to all the buildings yet within Hebrew Senior Life. But once he does and he gets a little bit more acquainted with everyone, we will definitely be looking to set something up so that you guys, the residents, have a chance to meet him as well. And like Jerry and I spoke, maybe get him on a Zoom chat soon. So there'll be more to come on that. Also, I just wanted to remind everyone, it's not too late to get your nominations in for the Impact Award. As a reminder, that's our employee recognition program. It has really been a big hit. There's been a lot of nominations every month, which is wonderful to see. But we still have about a week and a half left. If you haven't nominated someone for August and there's someone that you really feel goes above and beyond to make our community great, please nominate them. There's boxes and nomination cards at the desk in independent living, the desk in assisted living, as well as the concierge desk in the community center. So if anyone's looking for them, they are there. If you need help with getting them or need more cards, just let us know. Also, I just want to do two more reminders. We have our blood drive at Newbridge on September 7th, which is a Thursday. If you're interested, please sign up. In the letter that I wrote for tomorrow, I'll have the phone number to sign up as well as the website. But right now they're looking at filling about 36 spots and we only have about 17 spots filled. So really, if we could get some more people to sign up, that would be great. Also on September 10th from 9 to 10:30, we will have our Needham's Jog Your Memory walk. There's no cost. Everyone will get a Newbridge t-shirt. And if you're gonna sign up, please reach out to Emily Siegel. Again, I'll have her information in the letter tomorrow, but really it's just a good event for everyone to get together, get outside, have some exercise, meet with some staff. So if you're interested in doing that, please sign up as well. And that is all I have, Jerry. Does anyone have any questions for me?
This is a good opportunity for good and welfare. We haven't been this short a meeting for a long time. Okay. I guess we've satisfied everybody and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.